Great morning to each and every last one of you. Great morning. Come on in here, Great morning to each and every last one of you. So good morning to you all. We hope that you guys are doing well. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Giving you guys a moment to get on here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning to you all. Good morning. Come on in here this morning. It is a great day, and we are elated, excited, and happy to be extremely present. Want to make sure you guys can see all of my little face here, and we're going to use you guys as a mirror. Yes, indeed. Yes, that's that transparency. Yes, till we get that team in place. We working it out until that team comes into full place. Yes. 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 Yes, come on in here. We're just sharing it with some folks. Yes. I hope you guys are doing well. Come on in here. I can see you guys. We are sharing it, and we want you to do what you see me do, which is to share. Okay, go ahead and share with some folks. And I see, wow, my big brother, good Lord, I better be on my P's and Q's today. Pastor Overseer Winton Anderson, all the way from Louisiana, we see you on here. Laretha from Georgia, we see you on here. Come on and share. Let's make it happen. Today, we're talking about a topic people don't want to talk about, but it's absolutely necessary when you need to heal from your mother's hate. Heal from your mother's hate. Oh my God, we going there today. You got to heal from your mother's hate. Yeah, it's a different kind of, it's a different thing today. It's a different thing. So let's talk about it. Heal from your mother's hate. Go ahead and do me a big favor. I'm going to share it with about 80 people right quick. If you can go ahead and share it, and then tell them to share it too. You know, share and share alike. Your mother's hate, healing from your mother's hate. Oh, come on. You don't think that it involves you, but I'm going to show you something. We're going to show you something this morning, and it's going to help you in a way you probably was not aware of, right? So you can get all the way free, go into 2023 in a different kind of way. Share the video and tell folks to share. Make sure your page is not on private. Make sure your Facebook page is not on private. You need to make your page public so people can see all the wonderful things that you are doing and talking about concerning the things of God and your own life, etc. We are sending this out to 100 people. I've got about 30 more people, so thank you so much for being patient. We are on time, in time, for time right now, but it means nothing if we are on here and nobody can see us and nobody understands what we're doing or who we are. So we want to make ourselves visible. You guys have been doing an excellent job in helping me to get it out to the masses. The goal is that we will have 1 million people that will be impacted by the word of God. And I just believe that it is true and it is so. So we're going there. There's no discrimination. So don't try to pick and choose who you think will do well with this message. Men and women need to hear this message on today. So for the messages that I have, they are both applicable to men, women, no matter what race, nationality, belief system. It's for each and every person who wants to do better, live better, think better, you know, today. So dealing with the mother's hate, we're gonna deal with it. I'm just sending it. I got about 5 more people to go because I want to do my due diligence, and we'll go from there. Amen. and then we'll see what's happening on that front. All right. So I've done that, and let me go right to do one last little thing. If you guys would be so kind, we just need to send it on off to, they need to send it on off to the groups. So let's just get that going. Healing from a mother's hate. Oh, if you've ever had any mother issues, do me a favor and just put it inside of the on the thread. If you've ever had any mother issues, put it on the thread. Just say, yes, I've had some mother issues, mother relationship issues. Come on and let us know. We're not gonna get all into your business. My job is not to harm you. My job is to help you in some kind of way. And I believe that we are able to do that. I believe so. I believe God is good. I believe that God has ordained such a time as this. And I believe the time is what? Now. So let's go with it. Okay, I've shared it with a bunch of folks. Thank you guys for jumping on here. You make me feel so awesome. No, seriously, it takes a lot of work to do this. I know that I may make it look, seamless or whatnot, but it ain't seamless. We got all kinds of stuff that we do to make today work. You would be very, very surprised. And I'm in my little cute dress. I wish y'all could see the whole thing. One day, I'll be sitting in front of the TV so you guys can see all of it. And the 8 pounds I lost as well. We got 22 more to go. Come on here, 22 before my birthday, December 2nd. December 2nd is my birthday, and I'll be 48 years young. I know I look like I'm 28. It's good. It is good. I got 22 more pounds to go. And I know what I'm going to have to do, y'all. I'm going to have to, in my confession, the breads and so forth and so on. We're going to have to deal with the breads and so forth and so on. All right. So great morning to each and every last one of you. Make sure you share it. Yesterday, we were up to like 23, 24. Let's try to see if we can't get 25 people on live. Help me out. Get yourselves and call your friends. You know they up. They got to go to work. So tell them, do me a favor while you're getting dressed. Click on this live and just listen to it while you're getting dressed. Do me that favor. It changes the game. We need the algorithms to change and to shift. I want to shift mental health as we know it, personal and professional development as well. My main mission is that I will shift the culture around mental health, what it looks like. And God has called me to do that using biblical principles, which is a very interesting thing, particularly because science does not always invite spirit types of stuff, especially not coming from a Bible, if you will. But I'm mandated by God to interact and to engage the behavioral health care systems and psychiatric systems with this information, and I'm not sure why. I just love the field. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. And if I don't pass my exam, I won't be licensed again and all that good stuff as a marriage family therapist. So pray for me in Jesus' name. Just as a sidebar, they make these tests that have nothing to do with real life and real practice. That's the reason why I want us to shift mental health. I mean, clearly something is going on. You're asking questions that are asinine to the actual thing that's inside the room, which defeats the whole purpose of being a helping professional, a person that can help somebody heal from their trauma and their abuse. And you're asking questions that I don't really know nothing about. It's all money-making stuff. But anywho, as I get back onto the non-diverting away from here we are. So my name is Dr. Lakita, and I absolutely love life. Thankful to the Lord that I am a marketplace evangelist called by God to help people make sense of their life using biblical principles and psychological concepts. And guess what? I've been able to do this for 32 years, since I was 15 years old, starting with my first job as a youth employment specialist with the Employment Development Department in the city of Long Beach, California. And I'm very proud of that. It started the cascade of me believing that what God called me to do and to be a part of and purposeful, that I could still see it working. And many, many years later, we are here. So today, for our I Speak Life Mental Health Tour, we are talking about healing from the hate of a mother, healing from a mother's hate. All right, that we're going to go there. It's a different kind of conversation. It's a different kind of piece, but we're going to go there. Are you ready? Get your pens and your paper. Get your mindset geared. Get your spirit and your heart open to hear what the Lord has to say. And whatever pricks you today, I want you to put it in perspective, not to dredge on it, but to deal with it in a way that frees your spirit, man, so that you don't have these hatred issues going on, these breach in relationships with your mother that actually move into other relationships with other women and things of that nature. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. Hate is such a strong word, and many use it thinking that they absolutely understand what it means in its entirety, and they really don't. We went over the aspect of hate as it pertains to a murderer just on yesterday for our last broadcast, and someone who has ill will towards another person with an intentional effort and design to want to make someone look bad or just to simply destroy them. Hatred comes from a very deep place of disgust, and it wants and dislike, and it would like to paralyze the individual of target of interest so that they have no ability to receive love and or to embrace it properly. While that may not be the outgoing intention, that is the outcome of the interaction. I was contacted the other day by a Facebook listener who watches I Speak Life, asking, first of all, they were thanking me for the whole conversation around hate and abuse and trauma that we had just had. And they asked if I would go a little further and a little deeper and to deal and to dive into the areas of abuse and trauma with a mother who hates you and possibly is narcissistic. The individual wanted me to know if I would just take a deeper look and dive at the aspect of motherhood. And because someone was actually interested in the topic, I decided to take the challenge. So let's get some things absolutely straight at this moment. This conversation, and hear me very clearly, is not in no way to villainize or create distance between you and your mother on any level or any mothers. It is not to bring to negative light about motherhood, but it is to bring about light about what's working and what's not working. And that when you apply corrective behavior, things begin to change. And most importantly, people begin to heal. I believe very firmly that fractured relationships are very tough to heal and sometimes impossible. But the impossibility with one thing is possible with God in all things. So let's define a few things so that we are able to really see this thing for what it is. Hatred, as we spoke of just the other day, is an intense dislike or ill-willed towards someone. It's extreme disgust, and a disgust with the intention to override, to overrule, and or to even destroy, both in character and or in deed. Hatred also deals with resentment, when a person who spends most of their energy disliking someone almost to their death. When healing, though, is involved or needed in any relationship, it becomes an aspect of some other things. And I want to talk to us about those other things. When we need to heal from a breach or a relationship interruption as it pertains to a mother, there are some things for us to consider. Why do we need to heal from a relationship that is not well? Okay, I want us to really get our minds wrapped around here. Let me share with you some of the reasons why we must heal. Number one, there was an obvious breach in the relationship. Something happened that was not corrected and a breach took place. So you just look at it like a bridge. On a bridge, if something comes and crashes the bridge, that area in the bridge is broken. While the bridge may still be usable, it's fragile, and it puts others who are walking on that bridge in danger. It's the same thing with fractured and breached relationships. You may still be able to say words one to another, but if the breach in the relationship is not healed, it makes everyone unstable. Do you understand the clarity of that? The next aspect is the toxic behaviors were exchanged. So these bad relationships take place because toxic behaviors were exchanged, and they were exchanged as the cycle of normalcy. So these toxic behaviors was exchanged as if it was normal to be. And we know that you yelling at me and screaming at me without cause is not normal behavior. It is a functionality of something in some place where you have come from that you yourself have not healed from. All right. The third area that healing has to become involved in when relationships needed, boundaries were way too loose, too often crossed, and very much ignored, frequently ignored. When boundaries are loose, too often crossed, and frequently ignored, you will always have very, very difficult relationships. Number 4, cruelty in mean speech was usually accepted at normal verbiage. So we will find relationship difficulties with our mothers when cruelty and mean speech was accepted as normal verbiage. Like, it's not okay for you to say, you're a tramp, you're a slut, this, that, and the other, you're fast, or whatever the case may be. It's not okay. All right. It's just not okay. And the latter part, number 5, deep-seated hatred, envy is always present when there's difficulty in relationships with mothers. Okay, deep-seated hatred, envy is always present. The list could go on, but I want us to get to the actual meat of the conversation. Here's what I want you to think about. A mother is supposed to be a loving person, self-sacrificing for her children, giving them her very best. A mother finds ways to teach and to train her children, and so that they are able to thrive. A mother negotiates with children and for children how to become their very best self. And they nurture, and they're strong, kind, and forgiving. A mother is supposed to prepare children to be strong and loving. But when a mother is the cause of one's health being bad or poor, or their mental health being unstable, what do you say to this? And many mothers are guilty. I'm a mother of 2, and I'm always questioning, is my past stuff that may be laden and unconscious and hidden and not healed, is it affecting my children in some way? There is a term that they have called the mother wound. And mother wounds occur when your mother was not there for you emotionally. Children, mostly girls, daughters, experience this mother wound. If you have experienced it, I want you to hear what it encapsulates, what the mother wound looks like. Mother wounds, they provide support by taking care of the physical needs of the children, but they did not give the love, care, and security that children also need as well. The physicality of support is one thing. The love and emotional stableness is absolutely necessary. Someone who's experienced mother wound experienced it because a mother did not provide empathy to mirror the child's emotions, nor did they help them label and manage those emotions. So when a child wanted to express themselves, they could not do that because their mother had not mirrored what it looked like to express it, to label it, and then to manage their emotions. Mother wounds also involves the opportunity, number 3, where you don't allow the child to express negative emotions. I may be a product of a mother wound if I've not been allowed to express negative emotions. Mother wound occurs when a mother was extra critical. Did you have an extra critical mother? They just were extra critical of you. Number 5, mother wounds take place when it is expected for the child to support their physical needs and emotional needs rather than the mother. And that has happened a whole lot. Gen Xers, and I'm a part of the Gen X generation, we, inadvertently might have had to experience some mother wounds because we were expected as children to kind of do a lot of stuff. Does that make sense? A mother wound occurs when a mother wasn't available to the child because they had to work. But hear me very clearly. We're not punishing or penalizing mothers who had to work. What we're stating on the latter end of that is that you were too busy with your own interests also. So you had to work, but when work was over, you found no time to engage your children, thus creating a mother wound for them. And lastly, but not least, mother wounds occur when they have suffered emotional or physical abuse themselves. The mother has suffered emotional, physical abuse, and oftentimes sexual abuse as well. And they did not process the trauma and was unable, come on here, unable to offer love and trauma from the unhealed place. You can't offer what you do not have, and do not expect mothers who have been traumatized and have not processed nor dealt with the traumatization of where they've been for them to just do it and give it to you. It's not going to happen. They're either going to overcompensate or they're going to completely move away from the ability to love. We cannot keep blaming our parents, our mothers, particularly as we're talking, if they did not know. And you can say, how can they not know? They were a churchgoer. All the more they were taught back in the day, and even some people today, to over spiritualize the trauma and the pain that you've had. I've never read in scripture when Jesus saw there was pain or things that afflicted people in their lives. Jesus always created a practical solution for how one was to deal with what they needed to deal with. It was always the practicality of it. The end result of them doing what he asked them to do is what encapsulated the salvation that one was to have. How do I know? Gideon, he had issues, complex issues, family trauma, situational identity crisis about who he was and who he was not. The angel of the Lord spoke to Gideon, come on from out from the wine press, get going, mighty man of valor. And what did he do? He still doubted, was unsure. Then he got the instructions, got the information. You got too many, bring it down from 30,000, brought it all the way down to 300, did all of these wonderful things. God then blessed him. And the end result of the practicality of him getting up out of his family trauma, hello, Gideon, getting out of the family trauma, was that he was able to overthrow the enemy, walk in his purpose, but not until the practicality of walking out what God wanted him to do. You cannot over spiritualize and tell him that he's not a mighty man of valor. Matter of fact, the angel said you are a mighty man of valor before mighty man of valor ever even showed up. And we have taught people the opposite way. You got to be over spiritualized, sanctified to the hill before you walk into it. And the Bible doesn't really show me that kind of modeling. It showed the woman at the well, come on here. I know you're sleeping with folk. You got the husband and the one you with ain't yours either. But guess what? We not dealing with the immoralities of your sexual sins and your desires for your lust and the flesh and all of that. I want you to know that the water that you're trying to pitch for, sis, that ain't even the water you need. I give you water that you'll never thirst again. What? Come on here. Tell me about this water, the woman said. God, come on here, through his son, Jesus, began to explain to the woman the practicality. I know you sinned. I gave you the information that I understand the sin. We're not going to stay in the sin. Hello? Don't stay in the sin. Get over to the salvation. And this is the peace. This is the piece that I want to share as it pertains to the motherhood, suffering abuse themselves and not dealing with the trauma. A mother is supposed to instill trust in a child so that they can authentically show up in the world. So when this doesn't happen, it shows up in brokenness of mother-daughter relationships, mother-son relationships. If you are wondering which signs actually signify that the presence of a mother wound is happening to you, I want to give this to you very quickly. Now I've timed it and I just need about 6 more to 7 more minutes of your time if we can, just so we can close it out. Wonderful. If you're wondering which signs signify that the presence of the mother wound has happened to you in your life, I want you to recall your child version of yourself right now. Right at this moment, I want you to recall your child version of yourself. I'm doing it also. And here are some of the feelings that you might have had as a child. Are you ready? Number 1, your mother wasn't there for you on an emotional level, and you knew it. Your mother wasn't there for you on an emotional level. Number two, you were reluctant to turn to your mom for comfort or security. And that's just the opposite of how mothers are supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to go into the arms of your mother and be able to be comforted. Number three, you doubted you had your mother's, you doubted that you had your mother's best interest, or that your mother was involved with you. And so therefore, you were always trying to be perfect. Number four, you felt nervous and frightened around your mother. Who is feeling nervous and frightened around your mother? And many people. These are the feelings that you have as a child that shows that you have a mother wound today. Number five, your mother expected you to take care of her physical or emotional needs, your mother. And what these five negative feelings led to, are you ready? They led to low self-esteem, lack of emotional awareness, inability to self-soothe. That is very, very important. And then number four, the feeling that warm and nurturing relationships aren't in your reach. So when you've had those things regarding your mother wound, it creates these negative feelings and they lead to low self-esteem, lack of emotional awareness, inability to self-soothe, and the feeling of warm and nurturing relationships not being in your reach. So let's talk about low self-esteem. Secure attachment makes a child feel that they matter. Without this basic belief in themselves, children struggle to get a sense of self. And what we see in adulthood is attention-seeking behavior from both men and women. Lack of emotional awareness from a mother who is present for their child is able to mirror their child's feelings, label those feelings, and help them manage their feelings. When the child does not need to suppress negative feelings in their life, then they become strong and resilient. When they cannot label, express, or manage their emotions, then it moves them into a lack of emotional awareness. Do you understand that? Third, the inability to self-soothe. Without the awareness of how to manage your feelings, you see how it's all working together? Children and later adults never develop the ability to self-soothe. Instead, they turn to things outside of themselves: drugs, alcohol, illicit sex. If you don't self-soothe, then nothing actually satisfies you. Then you go into perversion. So you have sex with women and you are a man. But after a while, when you have a lack, and this is just me, and this is just from my studies, and this is from the people that I've counseled, which have been thousands of people in a variety of different ways, whether they were straight, gay, bi, questioning, all the kinds of stuff. I found out that most people who had a lack of self-soothing aspect in their lives, they tended to be very strong on the level of perversion, pedophilia, and or gay and lesbian relationships, the inability to receive and to receive and to give. All right, to give the emotions because they were not learned early on. But then let's talk about the healing process, because we can go into all of these various things. And it's the healing process that helps us to learn that warm and nurturing relationships are within our reach. And I want to talk about the healing process. The balance between acknowledging negative feelings such as anger and resentment and recognizing that you need to forgive your mother is the beginning to the healing process. I'm going to say it again. The healing process begins when you have a balance between acknowledging negative feelings such as anger and resentment, and you recognize that you need to forgive your mother. So say it with me right now. I need to forgive my mother for whatever. Yes, you had a roof over your head, but you knew as a child and you know as an adult, something is missing. You go to the card store for Mother's Day and you can't find any cards because you don't have that relationship. You've not developed that relationship that was real. So you have learned to mask your relationship with your mother. And that's why all the cat fights break out, because it's not authentic. There is something blocking your ability to be, authentic and transparent and loving. You know what always warms my heart? When my daughter and my son, they both tell me, God, I just love your hugs. I just love them. They're just so warm. I love just when you hug me. I love when you pray for me. I love when you grab me. And I'm telling you, I'm so grateful because my relationship with my mother was very interesting all the way up till about the age of 15, till like the Lord came into my life and I started to realize it's not her fault. It was not her fault. She had her own issues. She was loving towards me. My mother was not a bad mother. She was loving towards me, but she was, by the time that I came along, I was child number 6. And she was a little bit disconnected. She started having babies when she was 17. My dad was 16 years older than her. Hello, somebody. That's how they did it back then. They were married. But when I came along, she was just like, you here now. So everybody raised me. She instilled in me some great things. And so as we do this healing process, let me give you these 5 things and we'll be done. You want to heal, you need to express the pain. Your mother did something. You felt like she did something. Say, Mom, we need to talk. But you can't hold her to something she's unwilling to grab. You can only express it. You cannot. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't make her hold it if she can't grasp it and she can't see it. Express the pain. Then number 2, love yourself enough not to stay with the pain and the blame for the rest of your life. No matter what it was. She let men come in and out of the house. You don't know what her life was. It's not an excuse, it's a reality. You have to love yourself enough not to hold your mother hostage for stuff she may not know anything about. And I feel such a strong response to this, and I don't know who it is for. Number 3, develop self-awareness. Number 4, parent yourself. Many of you guys have, doing the healing process, you had to parent yourself. I learned parenting stuff through other people, fostering other skills. And understand, in parenting yourself, it's going to require self-care. And self-care is not spoiling ourselves with stuff, nails and things of that nature. It's taking care of our needs so that we are emotionally, mentally, spiritually able to thrive in this world. And number 5, please do this, forgiveness. Healing happens in stages, and its pathway to joy requires that we heal from within and heal from without. We are healing with ourselves, and we're allowing ourselves to be healed because we're allowing others to be in a forgiving place. All right. And so I will type up a few of the last pieces, but let me just say this last piece because I think that this is very important. The last piece, you must grieve the loss of the ideal mother that you never had and you possibly never will have. You must grieve the loss of the ideal mother. When I grieved the loss of the ideal mother that I wanted, then the ideal mother that I had showed up. And then in the process, my mother, she healed as a mom, and the motherhood, it shifted, where it wasn't that I was this kind of emotional or intellectual caretaker of my mom, but that I could hear her input in my life. Does that make sense? All right. And you've got to examine your own limiting beliefs about motherhood. Glory to God. About motherhood, what it's supposed to do. Motherhood is empowering, but if your motherhood relationship is breached or your mother relationship is breached, get it right. Get your mother's stuff right. But it comes with a whole price. I mean, this is really a whole topic, 2 to 3 hours, because it goes into all kinds of stuff of unraveling the mental games and the psychological games. All the games is their own self-defense mechanism that they needed to ascertain for them to live and for them to thrive. And until that spirit is broken, they will not know. That's all I'm saying. The whole mother relationship thing is so powerful, and we don't deal with it. And yet the Bible, come on here, in the book of Matthew, took enough time to say mothers against daughters. Ain't that powerful? That the Bible 2,000-3,000 years is going to talk about these types of relationships, which tells me that the mother-daughter relationship, father-son relationship, they are so empowering. They're so significant to our growth and development. I thank you guys for giving me the extra time. I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging without getting that information, but I wanted you to know you can heal from the hate of a mother. You can heal from it, but you need to make sure that you have not engendered the hate and become a hateful mother yourself. That is what I want to leave you all with, that you're not a hateful mother yourself. And you go to God in prayer. That's when you become spiritual. Go to God in prayer. God, am I being a good mom? Am I just overly critical? What is it? What is it? And God will help you if you would acknowledge where you are. I pray that it's been a blessing. There's so much more to this topic. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And next year, I'm just going to tell you guys, invest in yourself. 2023, we'll be having courses, but they won't be for free. And you get it. You understand. They won't be for free. And you, the fans, the supporters, have told me no more free courses and classes in 2023. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. And there will be some free tidbits of blah, 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 blah. But in order to help the masses, you go to the masses, and believe it or not, the masses will pay because they believe in the information. And thank you guys so much. I sent out my sample of my worship CD on yesterday to more than 2,500 people. I cannot believe that, literally 2,500 people. And you guys have downloaded the sample track. And thank you so much. Today at 5 o'clock, the full album of It's Personal, Volume 1 is ready for download. There are 9 worship tracks available, and I'm so excited. So thank you guys for just supporting that yesterday. It's a free download. If you want it, let me know, just so you can kind of hear that worship CD. I was so shocked. I mean, all night, bing, 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 and it's free. And so the actual full album will go live today at 5 o'clock today. And we're so excited. So it's called It's Personal, Volume 1. I will put the track information on my page. And so thank you guys so much. It just helps out everything that we're doing. And we love you guys. And thank you for all the stars. And I'm just like, wow. So it's pretty awesome. Thank you so much, and letting me know that we're doing a good job and we're impacting your life. So we're excited. That girl's cute in that picture. That one right there. That one right there. That one right there. Her. All right. Love y'all. Got a jam. And you guys have a really great day. Let me know. Give me feedback. Don't just give me likes and loves. I need you to write some stuff on the thread. Now, that also helps the algorithm. I just found that out. So I've been doing a lot of research. Write on the thread what you got out of it. Share with other people and bring them to the page so that they can also write in on it as well. All right. Love you guys. And thank you guys so much. And let me know what you think about the worship CD. I republished a CD that I did several years back, republished it, 9 tracks, and there we go. It's personal. So we're excited. Love y'all. We have Volume 1 and Volume 2 and a whole bunch of other stuff. So get ready, y'all. Love y'all and have a great day. Love your mother. And if you are a mother, love yourself. Have a great day. Bye-bye.